Are we able to see the
It's live. We're live now. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I got some powerhouse scoopers with us today. A couple more stragglers joining later. But Courtney from San Diego Scoop Squad, John from Region Scoopers, it's super great to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So I wanted to talk some real shit today because there's a lot of brand new scoopers out there, and we need to steer people in the right direction because there's a lot of misconceptions, there's a lot of issues, a lot of copycatting. But before we get into that, John, how about you do a quick intro about yourself, who you are, your business?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm John from Region Scoopers. We're a dog. Hey, Wes. We're a dog waste removal company here in Northwest Indiana. Been in business for we just hit our 4-year mark last year. Have 4 full-time technicians, so I'm no longer out in the field. Yeah, we're about to hit 500 recurring clients, so it's huge. Yeah, everything's going good. I'm very big on automation. When I first started Region Scoopers, I was working a construction job. I was gone for 14, 16 hours a day, and I couldn't always be on the phone or respond to emails. So I found a way to automate everything while I was out away and grow it to where it's at now. Now I pursue it full time, and I love it. I love scooping poop. I love the ship business. It's fun. So.
And John's one of the masterminds in this industry. He mentioned his automation strategies, but he has so much of his business processes automated with follow-ups, email sequences, text sequences. It's crazy.
I automate handwritten cards now, so that saves me a lot of time.
There's very little you don't automate, huh?
Yeah. So I automate a lot of things. So if there's something you want to try to automate, reach out to me. I'm sure we can figure it out.
Courtney, the queen of San Diego, Scoop Squad. You're encountering a lot of Scoop Squads out there, but you're the OG Scoop Squad. Can you give our audience a little intro about the greatness of San Diego Scoop Squad?
Thanks. It is great out here. I am Courtney. I own San Diego Scoop Squad. We have been in business for about 3.5 years now. It'll be in April. It'll be 3 years since I quit my full-time job to go full-time in the business. It's always been slow but steady growing for me. I think client retention has helped. I have a pretty low churn rate, so that's helped with the slowness of the growing. I also have higher rates, so that also helps too. So I'm not going to say my client count because it's kind of irrelevant in some ways. So, but yeah, we now have 3 part-time employees. One is getting closer to that full-time amount of hours now. And my husband's helped a lot, but he's kind of coming out of the business. And then I'm trying to also get out of the scooping and into the let's grow and work on the business, not in it so much. So.
You're killing it. You have an amazing brand. I love the colors of your logo, your brand new logo too. It pops. I gotta find.
I was going for extra, like San Diego vibes. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. It just kind of sucks that there's so many Scoop Squads now. Stop that. If your name is Scoop Squad, just change it. I promise you.
100% because there's someone who owns the national trademark for Scoop Squad.
It's not me. But I don't have to change my name, so if that tells you anything. But I paid thousands of dollars to not have to change my name. So.
Wes, Mr. Pup Cleanup, while you're chewing on whatever you're chewing over there, how are you doing today?
Oh, it was a day, brother. It was a day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I mean, I can't complain. I don't have a boss. I don't have anybody tell me what to do what I want. If I want to start late, I can start late. If I want to postpone till tomorrow, I can postpone tomorrow. Granted, I didn't postpone until tomorrow, but I don't have anybody telling me what to do. I love it because I'm a terrible employee.
We're all probably the worst employees out there.
Oh
That's-
yeah,
I
dude.
was really bad. I was
I
a
was-
really bad one in the end too.
Yeah, dude. I would toe the line. I would find ways to push the envelope. I would find ways to cut corners. I mean, if if I knew I could do the job in 30 minutes and go home, an hour early, guess who went home an hour early? Because I'm not going to sit in a parking lot and twiddle my thumbs because I still got to be on the clock because you didn't give me enough work to fill out the time you're paying me for. That's your problem, not mine. So
tell us about all the problems with pup cleanup and how great your business is.
Okay, so I guess I probably should do like everybody else, do my spiel. So we've been in business a little over 2 years. I quit my job about 2 months in, and I haven't looked back. The first year was rough. The second year was better, and this third year is looking to be pretty damn good. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
That's awesome. I had to switch scenes because I was trying to chew on something. But Donovan is here.
I don't have that luxury where I can turn off the camera while I chew on food because I do have my dinner and plenty.
Donovan is here from the Lawn Dogs, one of our OGs in the live stream. But how are you doing today, Donovan? How's the Lawn Dogs going?
I am thankful that we got all caught up from our snow scoops. It has been a crazy 2 weeks with the weather that we've had here in Idaho. So we got all of our past skipped clients caught up as of today. So it is time to relax and enjoy the evening with my fellow scoopers.
How long have you been in business?
Let's see, we started about 7:30 this morning. Oh no! So I'm coming up on. I'm coming up on just shy of 2 years. I just noticed you have Tony on your name, and that threw me off.
I'm Tony from
People
Poop
call
Soup
him
for You.
Tony, and I just can't do it. I just cannot do
look
it.
at you that way.
My name's Tony to protect the lives of the innocent.
Okay. No, Lawn Dogs have been officially in business just shy of 2 years, right? So we're getting there. We're planning on having a really good summer and a really good. I don't know. It's been fun and it's been a challenge, and I'm thankful for it. And I'm gonna have a great summer.
We're all gonna have a great summer.
Donovan just said something that reminded me of a saying that I say to a lot of people. It's been real, it's been fun, but it ain't necessarily been real fun.
I started, and I know all of you guys have heard the spiel, and I'm hoping the tens of people watching enjoy. My son technically started this business a couple of years ago, so he and I have been talking a lot, and he's excited to scoop this summer and get back into like the business side of doing the business. So the last week and some, we've talked a lot about it, and like I get excited that I get to go scoop with my kid again this summer. So.
And we were talking about this in like our group chat, or I was ranting about it, how the people who are super successful in this business and any business are the ones who can build an affinity with their audience, because you are the only you out there. No one can compete against you. So your story, Donovan, about you and your son building that business together, that's going to resonate with some people, and they're going to be your biggest champions because of it.
I hope so. It's if you get a chance to do something that you love with people that you love, yeah, jump on it. Yeah, let's go.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I first started, I was scooping with my dad. Like he would help out, and yeah, it was a good memory. Yeah, we would just do it all together. But yeah, it was a good time. So I'm sure it's different with your son, but working with my dad, yeah, that was really cool.
We were driving to a chess tournament the other day, and we're talking about work, and he goes, "It's like, man, I can't wait to own a business." And I look over at him, I'm like, "Boy, you started one." He literally sitting in the passenger seat of the car, looks over at me, and goes, "Oh yeah."
That's funny. You're the president here.
You're literally the founder of this thing, boy. Where are you at?
Right. And how many kids do you know that actually start a business that really has true potential? Like, you know what I mean? And that's something. Right? it's highly likely that he could be doing this with his grandchildren
Yeah.
if all goes well.
We got some live comments. Someone said Ragua V Concepts, he or she too was a terrible employee, and that's probably why
Aw.
you're looking into being a poo-poo scooper. And Phil, welcome to the live stream. Scoop Legends, love you, Tony, love you back. And Michelle P, hey guys, hey, well,
Hey,
welcome,
hey.
welcome
Hey,
to the live
our-
stream.
Our Canadian friend Michelle.
So today, I wanted to go deep. I wanted to talk about some real shit about why it's not easy being a pooper scooper. There's a shit ton of new people jumping into this industry. Everyone sees the gold in the brown, but the reality is it's a physical labor job, and a lot of
Oh.
people who are just jumping in, it's their very first business that they ever started. So we have 5 well-established pooper scoopers that've been in business for a couple of years, and we've seen the transition of how many new scoopers are out there and all the good and all the bad things that people are doing. So I just want to have an open discussion about that. Like, there's a lot of shit that's going on, and yeah, I guess what's one big mistake you're seeing pooper scoopers do, brand new pooper scoopers do right now? And Wes, you first.
They're all doing the exact same shit. Everybody has joined one of these groups, and they are literally posting the exact same ads, the exact same offers, and they're doing absolutely nothing to differentiate themselves from their competitors. That's what I would say was one of the biggest things.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, John?
That's what I was going to say too. Well, for one, also, if you're going to do Facebook ads, make sure it's in your area only.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I get ads from all these different states. I get it, it happens. You know, you're starting out, but just make sure that your ad is targeted just in your area, and try to be different than everyone else, because you're copying someone that is already steps ahead of you. So like you're just following their footsteps. You're like a step behind them already. So try to be different and go above what they're doing.
And I'll echo that. Like, try to be different, and also don't compare yourself to them, because you can't compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 10.
Exactly.
And you can't even compare chapter 10 to chapter 10. Everyone's story is different.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true, Donovan.
Donovan, what's a big mistake you're seeing new scoopers do right now?
They need more bourbon.
Courtney, well, Donovan boozes up.
I booze up. I would say having really high expectations and thinking that they're just gonna blow up and get all these clients. And I thought the same thing when I first started, just because I'm in such a dog-friendly big
Preach,
city.
sister.
I just thought, what was that?
Yeah,
I
preach,
mean,
sister. Preach.
I thought the same thing 3.5 years ago, right? And quickly found out that is not the case. And I was spending money on ads too. So unless you plan on spending big bucks on ads,
Boo-boo bugs.
you need to come back to reality a little bit and understand this is a long game.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to be an overnight success story, get rich quick thing, because it's just not.
Yeah.
But if you have the grit and the patience and the work ethic to stick it out, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's another thing. It's a low ticket service, so it takes a while to get clientele, to get that consistent money coming in. It does take a while. Yeah. So I didn't go full time. I mean, granted, I was working another job, but so it was kind of like on the back burner. Yeah, things were automated, but it didn't grow as fast because I wasn't focused in the business. But it took, let's say a year and a half, almost 2 years, for me to be like, okay, I could probably, do this full time, maybe paying the bills and stuff. So yeah, it is a slow process, but people do grow quicker. Every market's different. So yeah, just like you said, Courtney, you're not going to get rich really quick. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with the climate, because if you live in a deserty or sunny or dry environment like Wes and Courtney, they don't ever have to deal with a winter cleanup. compared to Donovan, John, and myself, where we get a shit ton of snow, I don't know if I'll ever consider doing a winter cleanup for free. Maybe it's different because I have people working for me now, and I can pay someone $20 and give a customer $150 in value for free. But it's just so it's so strenuous on your body, the physical labor you put yourself scooping. It's just not worth it, especially as a solo operator. When you have people working for you, it's completely different. But as a solo operator, and there's a bunch of brand new people or couples working together trying to build a better future, like, don't undervalue your services.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have to add on to that because Wes and I live in hotter, drier states. We also don't have a spring rush, right? A lot of the colder states with the snow get a huge influx of clients during that spring rush. And Wes and I, we don't have that. So I think that also contributes to the slow, steady growth that like I've seen. I know I've seen because we don't get these huge influxes. You know,
I mean,
not that I would want it because of like you said, like that takes a toll. You know,
I wouldn't say we get a spring rush at least I don't get a spring rush per se. I definitely get a larger influx of customers in the spring, and then like in the fall. The summer's relatively dead, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a spring rush, right? Because the snow didn't melt, and all of a sudden everybody's just like panicking because they got a backyard full of crap. Whereas here it's like, people just kind of like put it off. Oh, it's kind of been raining, so it's accumulating. Oh, we have a break in the rain. So now let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get the backyard cleaned up, right? And it just, I mean, it's heavier in the spring, but I wouldn't call it a spring rush, if that makes sense.
I do want to put my 2 cents on what scoopers are doing.
Oh,
Since I got
somebody's at the door.
biggest thing that I keep seeing a lot of people is lack of effort on their part to research their business. At the end of the day, it's still a business.
Snaps in the chat.
Yeah, no kidding.
All day. It's one thing to go make $20 for doing a scoop, $25 for a scoop, and do that every week and get paid $120 on a month. And then you start realizing that, wait a second, you got to pay taxes. You got to have a business plan. You got to work your business plan. And not that it has to be like super hyper, like, oh no, we're super business people right now. But no, you still have to treat it like a real business. It's not a hustle. It's not a side gig. It's money.
I mean, too many people are jumping into scooping, like wanting to quit their job, and now they just own their job.
Right.
Yep.
They don't own a business.
I've told every single one of you, I didn't start a poop scooper business to be a poop scooper.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur isn't someone who works for their job. It's someone who creates employment. So that's my goal. That's what my boy and I are working on.
We got a couple comments in the live stream. We got 27 people watching us live. Make sure you hit that like button.
Guys,
Crazy.
get a life. Get out of here.
Hit the like button. Also get a life and leave us some questions because we have a lot of shit that we want to talk about. But Phil, Scoop Legends did something different by shouting out local businesses and giving back to the community we're servicing, and it's been helping so much with cross promotion and community support.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
we just did that too. A big one.
Communities
who already have a customer base.
Yep.
You don't need to spend $5,000 a month in Facebook ads. You can spend 5 hours talking to a whole bunch of roofers and siders and have access to their 100 plus 200 yearly customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cross promoting, giving back within the community. I'm very big on helping out local shelters. I know Courtney, we both did the promotion for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gained so many clients just from, the shelters that we work with. They post about us. And people will support those shelters like fully, like, oh, I only work with these people. I support them 100%. And, we're in adoption packets for these different shelters, doing videos with them on social media and all that stuff. So giving back to the community, whether that's dogs or not, that is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Mir Ginsburg says, for hotter climates, do see any specific months people reach out, or it's steady year round, Arizona based.
Oh yeah,
It's not steady year round.
but it depends on where you're in Arizona as well.
I even then I'm pretty sure. Well, I think Mike said that he does kind of pick up when start getting those triple digits a little bit, but in the
No,
summer
it was his slow months.
it is so same. So summertime,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, this business takes an absolute shit for them almost everybody. Courtney, however, has been one of the exceptions to that rule, but almost everybody, the summertime, people get more active. They go in their yard. They're like, oh, I can pick it up myself because I'm already going to be out there this weekend, so you don't have to come this week. Or let's just go and cancel services. Or my kids are going to be home.
I see a lot of churn
They're-
during the summer. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Out, they're doing it. They're going to take vacation.
Right.
So,
But I think it's a combination of budgetary and doing it themselves, or their kids doing it.
Another thing is, budget definitely. People are like, well, we want to travel. We're taking vacation.
And for us, it's like a vacation in San Diego, so they want their yard to be clean, right? So maybe that's why I get an influx in the summer. I don't know, but yeah, it's just
That's actually a really
it's
good
different
point.
for every
I wonder if like places like the Jersey Shore or the Hamptons or places like that, right, where people come, like flock there during the summertime. I wonder if those places potentially would have maybe a pickup or influx, right? Because I imagine you have a lot of, like you said, you have summer homes. People come to San Diego in the summertime.
I wonder, is there
I'll have to
anybody
ask. I have a friend in Virginia Beach that started a year ago. I'll have to ask him to see if he got an influx during the summer.
It's interesting.
Ashley Zuras, I was 3 months away from starting my business, but now I'll be homeschooling 2 young kids. I'm rethinking my plan. I'm trying to figure out how to manage homeschooling, new business, and my home.
That's
Put
a
those,
lot.
bring those
Tough.
kids. If you really want to make
Pack
this happen, if you have a minivan, pack them up, and you have them do their work while you're working. If you want to make this happen, you can make it happen. You just have to be willing to put in the time, the effort necessary to do so. I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, nobody said you had to scoop 5 days a week. You could do just enough to do 3 and 4 days, right? Or you could do just the weekends. I mean, it's your business. It's your decision. Do what you want. And if you don't do it and you want to make excuses, or you decide not to do it because it doesn't work for you, that's your choice. But it's totally possible. You can do anything. You just have to make it work for your situation.
I mean, doesn't everyone love when Wes rants? I mean, come on, like this video for Wes's rants. It's always the best.
I'm a passionate individual.
You want to go?
He's like the tough love guy. He gives that tough love.
I look at, especially with homeschooling, because we homeschooled my boy, and that's how when we started, we were homeschooling and working from home. It's hard to homeschool. Getting out and doing something while homeschooling is an important, healthy thing for you to do. But you can take the kids. Definitely don't have them on the property. That's a terrible idea. Dog bites are a legit thing. But it's possible. Even if a professional scooper has been doing it for a hot minute, when you get your density down, it's easy to get 20, 30 houses done a day. So you can make money and work 2-3 days a week. It's just going to be hard. But life is hard. So suck it up.
You figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you're not in a yard for like an hour. Your kids aren't going to be unsupervised for an extended period of time. You're going to drive from one house to the next, anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes away. Well, maybe 10 minutes away when you first start, right? You're going to go in the yard. It's going to take you 10 to 15 minutes, maybe less, depending on the time of year. And then you're back in the car driving again. And your kids have any questions about their schoolwork? Guess what? You're driving. You can answer it. And you don't have to go in the yard right away. You could even pull to a park and eat lunch. You can make it happen. I eat a lot. I take my lunch with me a lot of times.
You eat a lot.
But I'll pull up next to a park and eat my lunch. And, turn on the radio, watch a YouTube video, chill in the shade for a second, get back to it and get going. I mean,
that's actually a really good point. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was
I
gonna
was
say
just
that-
going to say, as a mom with a little one, I would say that depends on the age of the kids, right? Wes said kind of leave them in the car. I would never, I would never. But I think it depends on the age. How old are they kids? Are they 10? That's a little different than like a 6-year-old, right? But for me personally, my daughter was 11 months when I started my business, and I worked my full-time job. So I scooped on the weekends, and then my husband scooped in the afternoons. If you have help, that could come into play as well. If you have a partner or a friend that you could almost like hire to do it for you while you grow, I think that would be my best advice in this situation.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't know the situation, but like you were saying, is I would schedule clients, whenever you have free time, whenever you can. Like it's your schedule, you control it. So you schedule the clients what works best for you. Your business is not going to explode overnight, so you can gradually work into it. And then, like you said, when you're getting busier, find someone to help. Ask someone to watch your kids maybe for a few hours on a weekend. It's doable. I feel like it could be doable.
So it's possible.
Hey guys, new to the business in Utah. So Tony,
Uh-oh.
could you help with the kind of
Ban
licenses?
him! Ban him!
Could you help with the kind of licenses needed to operate in Utah?
Driver's license.
Need a driver's license.
Important.
Clown College is an absolute must. Spend the 2 to 5 years there, and then once you graduate, then you can come in, and then Anthony will be a millionaire by then, so you can go ahead
And
and
you'll be
start
good to
business in
go.
Utah. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
No,
I will,
though. What do you got?
I will answer this question though. The only thing I have, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud. The only thing I needed was a business license with my state.
Secretary of State.
Yes,
Yeah.
your Secretary of State.
Your
You
state
don't need
treasurer.
you don't need a specific permit or a license. You don't have to get certified to be a pooper scooper. So you're in
You need a
Utah. I
gun
wish you luck.
license.
I hope you are not in my service area because
I will crush you.
I'm not going to say that. I love everyone.
Anthony's gonna throw some hands. You better watch out.
Yeah.
For the most part,
Don't worry, he talks plenty of shit behind all the other scoopers' backs that are in Utah, except for Steven, because Steven is part of our conversation, and we love Steven.
I honestly love all the scoopers in Utah. There's just a handful that I
but
can't be bothered with.
it's okay to make fun of people, but still love them.
Yes.
At the end of the day, remember, no one is better than you, but that also means you're not better than anyone else. So you might as well be compassionate with everyone.
Yeah. Plus, you never know that one person you run into that you were a complete and utter asshole could totally change the trajectory of where you want to be in life. Or you very well could have been the absolute greatest individual to that person, and that person could change the entire trajectory of your life because you never know who they are and don't know where they come from. So treat everybody the same.
We got Paul from New Zealand joining us. I don't even know what time it is in New Zealand.
Well, there's it's a bunch of little shit down there.
Dylan Moore from PSM and PSU, welcome
What
to
up,
the
Dylan?
live.
What's up, Dylan?
Isn't it PSA now?
Well,
Yes.
PSA, PSU.
Oh yeah, and
then
I do realize the branding here on this little video window. Thanks for telling us that, Mr. Tony.
I don't know what you're talking about. Phoenix, it's
Oh,
hot
so
all the
this
time,
is-
70% in winter. No, this is on Poop Scoops for Noobs. I just forgot to change my banner.
I mean, it doesn't get to 119 here, but it'll get to like 109. You know what I mean?
We've been to 119 here in Northern California, in the armpit.
Kurt,
Hell yeah.
Kurt is also a Utah person that I've been wanting to talk to for a while. And I don't know why, but his business partner, Brett, really does not like me and Steven. So yeah, I'm saying it out loud. I'm saying it live. Kurt, tell Brett to be nice to us because we want to hang out with him.
Kurt,
Paul?
I raise it to you.
Paul, I'm from New Zealand, currently in the process of setting up a business in Tauranga, where there's a gap in the market. I got my website done, socials, and flyers. You guys are my inspiration.
Go.
Go get him, Paul.
But if you don't use some Lord of the Rings reference in your name, I'm going to be upset.
Mordor scoops.
Right.
Ashley, there's no scoopers here. With my long history of working with dogs, that sets me apart from average Joe. I know it'll be slow for a while.
Okay.
Having no competition is definitely good.
Okay, I got a question.
You're at because everyone watching will be there.
Out of all of us, who started their first few scoops were done on the weekends?
My very first scoop was on a Saturday.
Right? How many people? I'm wondering how many of us actually worked weekends when we first started.
Oh,
I still work weekends.
I still work weekends.
Joke's on you.
I scooped 7 days a week for 4 years.
Man.
Yeah.
Mir, I just eat on the move, never stopped unless it was mandatory company
First
policy.
professional scoops were on a Thursday.
Just a Thursday?
I think my first scoop was on a Friday. I was laid off from my construction job. I think it was a Friday.
I was working from home during COVID.
You rebel.
Paul said registering a business is free in New Zealand. I want to move to New Zealand now.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Nice.
I hear it's beautiful.
Zeus, haha, thanks, Tony. I appreciate the help, and I'm in the valley, so not in your service area. Oh, but
Yeah,
he's
you better not be.
he'd be competing against Steven, though. Steven's probably scoping this guy out now.
Right.
Steven with his eye emojis coming out.
Kurt,
I'm
tell
not
Donovan I said hi.
Nope.
It's 3:13 p.m. in New Zealand. And Kurt just said Brent's not his business partner. He's a different guy for sure. I gotta message you because there's some shenanigans I scope out everyone. I know a bunch of things. It's Scoop Dogs, unfortunately, a play on Snoop Dogs. Ooh.
I like it. All right.
I like it.
This and like
I like
that.
it.
And like this and that sounds
Scoop
good.
dogs. You got to really like play into it too, without getting like fined for infringement. and shit.
Mark with Scoopy Dog.
Scoop Loggy Dog, Scoop D Loggies.
Yeah.
Scoopy Dog Logs,
Scoopy
whatever the name
Logs.
is.
Got a Snoop Dogg play. He does really good. Look him up.
D-Logs.
Scoop D Logs on Facebook.
So while we wait for some more questions, another thing that I wanted to talk about was just the fact that most of us jumping into this business, we're jumping in as solo operators. We don't really have, or you don't have that experience of running a business, especially if you're just jumping into scooping for the first time. So what has been your strategy or concepts of juggling marketing, sales, operations? Like when you're the CEO, you're the chief everything officer. You have to do everything. So how are you handling everything when you first start out? Because for me, I don't know how I handled it. I just did everything by the seat of my pants. I didn't have any systems. I didn't have anything documented. So for the first 3.5 years, I did everything by myself, and I knew everything because it's my business. I run it. I know what needs to be done. But then when I onboarded Ashley, my wife, that's when I had to start documenting stuff. I had to start going through step-by-step procedures with her. And it got to the point where I was able to duplicate my efforts. And now she can do a lot of the stuff that I used to do. And I just hired a VA, and I'm going through that whole process again. I'm jumping on Zoom calls, showing her exactly the steps that she needs to do. And then she has to watch the Zoom call, the Zoom recording. And then she writes down the SOP by watching her own recording. And then that's the process. So I'm just curious from all of you, like, what have you been doing to juggle everything? Or maybe you're not juggling. And that's the reality of being a scooper, especially when you're first starting out. And John, you go.
Yeah. So from what we first were doing to now,
Sure.
is what you're asking. Okay. So at first, I mean, you kind of need to learn it yourself. Obviously, you're all by yourself. You got to know how to do the thing, how to grow. So I would just watch YouTube videos nonstop, podcasts, a good podcast. There's a couple.
Home Service Millionaire. Mike Andes.
I was not listening to Mike Andes. No. It's Tommy Mello's podcast, and then one is from Matt Smith. They're both home service podcasts. So I would be listening to those, and then at the time there weren't like any pooper scoopers on YouTube. I mean, Erica Coopin was, so I was watching some of her videos, but I would mainly focus on like lawn care guys, like in the green industry, and watch their video because it's similar industry. But yeah, really just YouTube, paying for courses online and teaching myself. Now I have coaches. Now I hire coaches. I pay someone to train me, and then I train my team on how to do things. Kind of like what you're doing, Anthony, with your VA. I do the same thing. So I hire a coach. We spend weeks together. I pick their brain. They teach me everything they know. I learn it, create SOPs, and then teach my team. So
That's
I mean, I kind of oversee things on the back end, but they run all the marketing and stuff and create content, and I just oversee and approve all the pieces that go out.
And John is miles ahead of all of us. Like he's who we're trying to aspire to be. So he's dropping nuggets. You better have a pen and paper next to you because I always learn something from John when he's talking about something.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thanks. But yeah, it's really just diving in, man. I mean, working on the business, that is my hobby other than pickleball. So it's either pickleball, gym, hang out with friends, working on the business. Like I just love, like I get a high from it. Like I want to learn something new every day. Like the new shiny thing I'm learning. I'm always be learning. So it's fun.
What about you, Courtney? I know you've been onboarding a bunch of new scoopers. You've had to fire people. You've had to onboard people. Like, how has that transition been for you from being a mommy and quitting your job and doing everything by yourself, and now having people to rely on?
It's good to have some people to rely on, right? And like we were chatting about, like the anxiety behind sending people off on their own, right? Like I did the training but I'm still winging it, guys. Like I'm still feel like I'm really winging it. One of the tasks that I really want to work on is getting those SOPs done. So now when I have a free day, which is Tuesdays these days, I could work on those things so that going forward, I can have the stuff to give to our employees versus just verbally or showing them. So yeah, I'm still winging it. But for me, I didn't have as much anxiety as maybe others, as like, hey guys, okay, I think you're good. Just text me, call me if you need anything. For me, it's more like communication is key from my employees now. But yeah, I'm definitely still winging it. I'm still juggling a lot. So yeah, I'm not a good person to speak on this probably, but it's motivation to get my shit together. That's for sure.
Can I make a suggestion on your SOPs? Or I guess for everyone's
Yes,
kind of
please.
listening. I use Monday.com. It's very organized and it's a free account to make, and I invite my admins into there. So we have a bunch of things to go over, such as how to create content for social media. We have a branding kit, everything. I mean, if I could present my screen, can I do that in here? Kind of show you my Monday board and kind of show you how some things are kind of laid out.
Let's certainly present.
Of course.
option.
I mean, you should be able to. Let me check.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, there's a present button on the bottom.
Okay.
And while you pull that up, unless you have it already,
I got it. I'm good.
Go ahead.
All right.
John is so organized, man.
So
John makes
like-
that look so amateur.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
So these are
Not me taking like
So these are SOPs that we have, and it's organized. There's different ones, but this is just like for our admins and some internal things. So like quoting, pricing, and payments. Like how to resend a quote in Jobber. So you click on here, and there's pictures on exactly what to do.
Right.
So pretty much a bunch of things here. Like for our technicians, routing for Wednesday. You got which technician gets which route. Really anything you could think of, FAQs, cancellations, scripts, what to say when people say certain things. It's just, you name it. You need to make it so where if you were to step away, can someone hop in and like still run it for you? So that's why I created like the SOPs and the Monday board. We're just feeding you tons of information. So I tell the admins, hey, if something new pops up that you don't know and we go over it, put it in the SOPs. Like put it in there. So now you'll forever know. And if it doesn't work out between that and VA, they pursue another career or you have to let them go. And now you have all that data to easily train someone new.
The worst number in
I love
business
it.
is
Yeah.
one employee, one document, one of anything. If that person leaves and you don't have anything documented, then all of that tribal knowledge is gone and you have to start over. So it's amazing what you're
Yeah.
doing with your SOPs.
Yeah.
I'm going on vacation in September, so that's going to be a big goal of mine to get my stuff in there and get everything organized.
And make it super simple. Like word it so easy. I do, screenshots. I highlight things. Just make it that way. If someone's first day training, they're like, hey, look at the SOP board for the first 2 days. You'll learn this pretty much everything. I'm like, okay.
Love it.
So Donovan, I know you've been in a bunch of different businesses before scooping. What's your experience like transitioning to like scooping full time? Like what skills, technologies, ideas, concepts, processes, whatever, like what did you leverage from your previous businesses into being a scooper?
A lot of what John just showed you is a ton of what made any business successful. Documenting all your SOPs as humanly simply as possible is critical. And then what you just said yourself, if there's only one of you, your host, your business is that. So what I took from my other small businesses that I've owned has been what I did and what were a lot of my failures. I didn't micromanage, but I was the only manager. I controlled. I made sure that I had my hands on the throat of everything, and I was the only one in control. Which I've learned that that's not a healthy way to do business. So now I've adopted the philosophy of as soon as I could have someone else do the work, I'm going to have them do it. It's okay to let someone else do the work because that frees me to do more in growing the business, to have that work-life balance. Because just like we're talking about with what's her name? I lost her. The lady who's opening up her own spot.
Ashley?
Yeah. Work-life balance is the most critical thing in all of this. Because you have to be good for you. You got to be good for your kids. You have to be mentally good for your business. And if you're in it 24/7, you're not good for your business. It's just not it. So that's a hard one for people who don't have the business acumen to be able to differentiate that and spread yourself away from your business so you can still be a human.
It's tough. It's really tough.
I know. I've listened to the people like, I'm so burnt out. I'm so burnt out. I'm like, get away, walk away. You can do it.
There's nothing wrong with going hard, right? But you just got to learn to know yourself and know your limits and know when to take a chill. Like
Set boundaries.
If you're burning yourself out, I mean, sometimes you just have to learn where your burnout level is. Because I've burned out too. But now that I've been doing this a little while, I'm a lot more self-aware of knowing, all right, I'm done for the evening. I'm going to either go to bed, read a book, watch TV, go out to town, go to dinner, whatever I need to do. But you just got to learn. You got to learn yourself. And sometimes it just takes a little while to learn yourself. I mean,
yeah.
Speedy Scoop told Ashley, I was in your shoes. I'm 5 years in. I would be happy to chat and tell you how I did it.
Nice. You got to love, and good on you, Speedy Scoop, to be able to share that.
Eden, hey guys, what is the main lead source for you that you have seen success with, and what is the cost per lead per close lead? Thanks. I think it really depends on time of the year. It depends on your region. But from talking to a bunch of other scoopers, I think top 3 is Facebook, Google, and then vehicle wraps as the top 3 marketing sources for me.
Let me see. I'll look inside of Jobber real fast. But yes, I believe those are the same. Facebook is best for us. I know that for sure. It depends on the time of the year, cost per lead, and per close lead, like you're saying. During the springtime, spring rush, my cost per lead, the lowest was around $5 per lead, and I do like the lead form ad, and my per close lead it ended up being like $30 to $40 to close a client. But when it gets slower, then it costs a little more. So like during like the summer, it can cost anywhere from like $70 to $100 to acquire a customer. But I'm willing to pay that because the lifetime value of our customer could be $2 to $4 grand. So it's a no brainer to sign them on, because on average, whether they sign up for a one-time visit or not, so like any client that joins on, 90% of them convert to a recurring client. So if they stay on for an average of, let's say multiple years, you're making so much more money. So like, let's say you spend like $1,000 a month on ads. Like one of those months, I was looking at our ads. We spent $1,000, but the clients that we brought on, the lifetime value was 10 grand. So we spent $1,000, but we acquired 10,000.
You made 10x.
Correct. So yeah, it may be a little higher, but that's where knowing your numbers is important. How long are they usually spending with you, and how long are they staying on? That's where the most important part. 'Cause now all right, I should only spend this much acquiring a customer.
Yeah.
Paul, I previously still own. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would say that for me it's Google, but I get more on Instagram just from like more organic on there. If you put the work in, I will preach Instagram all day. And then also don't sleep on Yelp, not for ads. Don't run ads on Yelp, but have a page on there, because people still do search on there for restaurants, services, everything. So make sure you have a Yelp page, because I do get a lot from Yelp as well.
And Nextdoor, which is weird.
I don't get anything from Nextdoor.
I'm looking at my channels here. So we have Facebook, number 1, Google, referrals, other, yard sign, and then Nextdoor. Wait, and then vehicle wrap, and then Nextdoor. That's like our order.
Mr. Nut Gobbler himself, David Treadwell, has joined the channel.
Nut gobbler.
Paul, I previously still own a mobile detailing business, but the work has been very tedious. After watching one of your videos, I decided on this venture, so I have a little experience in business.
Oh, can I interject here?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so I literally had a guy call me yesterday. Well, actually, he filled out my form when he was inquiring about the service, and then he ratted himself out saying he was wanting to start doing this business, right? And I told him that he needs to focus on what he's already been doing. If you've been doing the mobile detailing business and it is working for you, keep sticking with it, grind it out, make it work, and grow it to a successful business. Don't divide your attention and try to do two different things. Unless you know that's not working and it's not going to work, by all means, quit it, get rid of it, whatever. But the thing is, the success is on the other side of the hard work. This business isn't going to be easy. You're not going to start this business and then it's just all of a sudden be sunshines and rainbows. You have to stick it out and grind it out. This business will be a grind. At some point, it was a grind for me over the summer. It was a grind for me the summer before. I wasn't gaining any customers and I was dejected and I almost quit, just like everybody else here at one point probably has thought about quitting.
Dude, I wanna quit right now.
Right?
Same.
So don't think you're going to come over here and start a scooping business and think you're going to be successful and it's going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy and sunshine and rainbows all the way to your multi-million-dollar business. It's not going to happen as fast as you think. If you've already started the mobile detailing business and you've put money in your pocket and you're getting clients, stick with it, keep going. Don't quit because it's hard. Keep grinding on through. Don't jump ship. This is like the woman in the red dress scenario that Alex Ramosi talks about. And I could go into that, but it makes this diatribe even longer than it's already been. But look it up. Look up Alex Ramosi, the woman in the red dress.
You can also watch The Matrix, same thing. This is a tedious fucking business. It is all fun and sunshine and roses your first 3 months doing this. and you're accruing those handful of customers and you're seeing some positive growth. Summer comes and it fucking sucks. And then you realize that you are stinking, you're cleaning your boots all the time. You're literally reeking in dog shit every day. This
I
business,
wouldn't go that far.
this business is hideous as fuck.
I lost 20% of my customers.
30 times a day.
Right. In the first year, I lost 20% of my customers over the summer.
Hmm.
And in the second year, I lost just over 20% of my customers in the second year. I imagine it probably be pretty close to the same kind of thing. Maybe not so much, because I feel like a lot of the customers who stuck around are on here the hard time for the long haul. The people who I've gained here in this short period of time between now and then isn't as big as my growth has been in the past. So I don't anticipate I'm going to have a 20% loss, but I am anticipating a 20% loss and mentally preparing myself for that. So it's, you could get your 50 customers and you lose 20%. Now you're down to 40 and you're like, oh shit, right? That's 20% right there. You get your 100 and now you've lost 20 and now you're down to 80 and you're like, oh shit. It can happen. It could be more than 20%. You really don't know.
Yeah.
Bree Stanley, super late, but I'm here. I love Bree. I met her at the Pooper Super Conference
What up, Bree?
along with Mr. Nut Gobbler himself, David. And those two, they are amazing people. So I'm glad that they have joined us today.
All right.
Been in business for a month and I've signed 7 customers to monthly subscriptions so far. Been using Jobber, so helpful. I think all of us, other than Donovan, use Jobber.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Love Jobber.
Hey, I started with Jobber though. I won't talk shit about it. It's a great service. It just did not think the way I thought. So I
There you
moved on.
go.
I mean, should I segue into... No, I won't segue right now. Thanks for all the inspiration to starting a scooping business. Been at it for 2 weeks. I already got 4 full-time clients living in Scooping.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Paul, I'm going with that question. I think what helped me from my previous detailing business is how to interact with customers, marketing strategies, and overall just how business works in general.
Yeah. It's good to learn.
Brothers in Bitcoin, what about yard signs? Are they still effective starting out? I would say, and I don't know about other people's opinions, but I would say yard signs are just another form of media. So there will be some people who resonate with yard signs, and there will be some people that don't, because once you put the yard sign on the street, after the first 2 or 3 days, your brain just literally doesn't acknowledge it anymore because it's not useful to you. So
It's not novel.
Yeah, but I don't know what you guys think about yard signs.
It's not good by itself, but it is beautiful in a giant onslaught of advertising.
The yard signs have, they've worked great, but like the trick is to keep it simple, very simple. I mean, if you join the Poop Scoop Academy, there is like
Poop Scoop Academy.
On school.
Poop Scoop Academy.
Right there.
Down below.
There you go.
Yeah, so Adam, the one that put it on, he created like a perfect design. I replicated it, and it's worked really well in our business. And it's nice because it's creating route density. The neighbors are driving by, and they want to sign up for service. So we had a creative marketing campaign inside of our business for the yard signs, and we've gained, I don't know, maybe we've handed out like 300 yard signs, and I would say we generated just in that 1 month like about 50 clients just from the yard signs.
Nice.
So yeah, just keep it simple. You don't need to make it fancy. Just we scoop poop, number on it, and let's call it a day.
I'm trying to see if I can find mine. I just designed mine. I haven't submitted them yet, but
Kirk said, I knew better, but I didn't start out demanding a card on file auto pay. Beginning next month, I'm going to try to convert as many people as I can over to it. 35 customers currently. Any tips?
Yeah.
On that.
You go ahead.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Better to do it early than late. When you have 300 weekly customers, it's a pain in the ass to convert those people. As you're learning, adopt and adapt quickly. Because then it's standard operating procedure and you're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I was in the same boat. I think I had around 30 to 50 customers, and I was accepting payment manually after every visit. And I just sent out a mass thing to everybody just saying, hey, it's now required for cards to be on file. I didn't give them the option. I say, hey, now it's being required. As I continue to grow, we need to streamline things. I just take too much time, but talk about also how it's going to be more convenient for them. It's convenient for you. It's also convenient for them. You don't need to hunt them down all the time, constantly text them, hey, I haven't received money. I sent you the request on Venmo 2 days ago, but I haven't got anything. So yeah, just say as you continue to grow, you need to streamline things, and this is one of the ways. So yeah, to keep.
I think it makes us look more professional too.
It does. It does.
You're not just Joe Schmo on the street collecting cash or Zelly or whatever.
And
you have an actual professional business.
And high class or higher value customers expect to pay up front for their services because so many other businesses do that. You have to pay Amazon before you get your stuff from Amazon. You have to pay Netflix before you can start streaming.
Yep.
Exactly. And you can also word it into that if someone gives you some pushback, like, hey, in order to keep our prices as low as they are and not raise the price, we need to streamline this. So now they kind of get in their head, like, oh, if I don't add a card on file, he's going to raise my rate because it's too much work. So we kind of word it that way too.
Donovan, this is for you. Hey, Donovan from Dean.
What's up, Dean? Dean is one of my compatriots here in the Boise area. And Dean has amazing his vehicle wraps, his website,
a mustache,
his mustache, his fish. Everything he has is better than me. So I love hanging out and getting to know Dean and watching his business grow.
Zeus, hey Tony, this year hasn't really snowed as much as it normally does, so I've been blessed to have started when I have, but have you had very many bad experiences in heavy snow months with clients? I would say you have to lean on your terms of service for something like that, because your terms of service are the rules of engagement to working with your business, and they have to agree to those rules before you do anything. So bad experiences, I mean, not really. At the end of the day, you're the business owner, and you can always, if it's a customer who pisses you off, like I would charge them up. I would charge them the full amount because they get charged the pain in the ass tax. And I can just say, it's in my terms of service. That's what you agreed to. But if it's someone who I've taken care of, they've taken care of me, that they're super nice to me, they say please and thank you, they acknowledge me, like I'm willing to do a refund for those people because I'd rather save that relationship and continue to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 more dollars from them, other than saving the $15 from the refund.
Yeah.
Can
I have to get going, guys. So I just wanted to cut it.
It was so good to have you here. Can you give everyone some information on where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram, SD Scoop Squad. I'm also on TikTok and Facebook, same username. Or you can check out our website, sdscoopsquad.com.
Courtney, thanks
for been fun, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye. What are we saying, John?
Yeah, so I want to touch on bad experiences in the snow. I'm kind of still experiencing this. So I don't pre-bill monthly. I charge upon completion of each service. So in Jobber, once we hit complete, it charges a card automatically on file. But if there's snow, we don't scoop, they're not getting charged. So it's kind of a pain in the butt because obviously January we were closed for 2 weeks. February we're closed for a week and a half. So yeah, it kind of sucks there. So my advice would be switch to pre-bill monthly for this instance and just say you're going to come out and, get what you can. So you're still going to come out and get what you can. But then again, it's also got when I get snow, there's a pro to look at. I know once it melts, our phone's going to be ringing off the hook. So so even though we're not scooping, I know it's going to be very, very busy once all the snow melts, and it should be melting by this Saturday. So so that's my tip, is try to switch to pre-bill monthly while I don't know how many clients you have. If you're newer, definitely switch to pre-bill monthly so you can still go out in the snow. Otherwise, you're not going to go out like us. So I have my guys doing door hangers then to keep them busy.
And when I first started, I was post-pay billing, so I would charge people after we did the appointment. So it was super hard in the beginning because I would have snow days and we would skip. And then the next week I would double their charge because we're at the end of the day, it's still twice the amount of poop. And when it all melts, even if you only pick up 1 or 2 piles, it's still going to be there. And then I would have the hard conversation with people when they ask, why are you charging me double when you didn't come last week? And that was very frustrating. And after I moved to prepaid monthly billing, like I never have someone ask me, oh, you didn't come last week. The only times I ever do refund are for people who do twice a week. Because if we can't service you for one of the 2 visits that you paid for already, I'm going to refund you for that visit.
Yeah, so someone gave me good advice when it comes to winter weather coming up is like in the fall or like I don't know, like late November, early December. Hey, like email all your clients. Like if you're post bill like us, we would email them. Hey, snow is obviously in these next few months. This is our winter policy. Give them a heads up so they know. So now when you go out there and charge double, you probably emailed them or something like, hey, now next week it's gonna be charged double. But definitely do that like letting them know in advance, because now they'll get like 2 or 3 emails beforehand, and they have more proof to show them that you reached out to them multiple times explaining it. So I'll just give them a heads up before the winter hits.
Dean Batson, summer slow down hurts for sure. And everyone feels it. It's like industry wide.
Have you guys thought of ways to keep clients on from canceling?
Have we found ways to keep customers on? Oh, that's a great question. I have a hypothesis, and I've talked about it before, but I really, really, really want to implement a physical newsletter for my business. And I think that physical newsletter arriving in their mail every single month is going to be a reason why they would want to stay, because it's not just about the scooping. They are finding more about myself and my family. We can do, everyone does like, oh, dog of the month for Facebook. You can be the dog of the month on my Facebook banner. But how much better would that be getting something in the mail and you see your own dog that's being sent out to everyone? Like that's going to be super meaningful to people. So I really want to do that. I think that's going to be amazing for customer retention, but it's just a hypothesis. I have to just buckle down and do it.
Yeah. We do things within our business too to try to keep people on. We're going to have, when people canceling, we're going to try giving them like specials to stay on a little bit longer. Or, let's say a bi-weekly person cancels. It could just be for whatever reason, but we just assume it's probably money. So we just try to downsell them on our once a month plan versus the bi-weekly every 2 weeks. So yeah, even though we're not coming out as often, but you still get to maintain, you don't have to pick up the poop anymore, but it's also a little cheaper too on a month-to-month basis. And then we do also have monthly incentives and then giveaways we give to our internal clients to stay on. So now once they cancel, they lose access to that. So it's like retention to keep people on. But it's also a way to give back to your clients as a thank you. So like one thing we do, like in the winter months, we host it's only for our internal clients. We'll have a free holiday photo mini session. So we'll invite all of our clients out. I hire a photographer. We have this great setup. They come out with their dogs and their whole family, and they get free holiday photos just as a thank you. So you guys think of ways to kind of keep people on. They're like, if I cancel, I'm losing out on all this extra perks.
Bro, you're changing the game. You're telling everyone your secrets.
Yeah, share the knowledge. I mean, there's a lot more we're doing on the in-house, but I mean like I said, like the holiday photo session. If you want to look on our Instagram page at Region Scoopers, we posted videos on our holiday photo session.
It took David, Mr. Nut Gobbler, 4 years to hit 100 clients. Me too. I was 16 clients, then 55, then... Oh, no, I take it back. That's how much revenue I was making. I made 16,000, then 55,000, then 88,000. Then last year was 190,000. Mark Gromer, Scoop D Logs, he made it to the live stream. Welcome. I sent him a link too to join, but he never opened my message. Dean Batten, we used signs to add to brand awareness. We don't get a ton of new customers directly from them, but adds to neighbors seeing us more times. Brothers in Bitcoin, thank you. Dirty Fresh, thank you for all the help. Do you have any advice to maximize close rates on Facebook ads? Wes, you're the Facebook ads master here.
Oh fuck, dude. So something happened in Facebook's whatever, and now you get spammed like crazy anytime you do like a messenger ad, and then it fucks with the metrics that it gives you back. Honestly, I've had better success switching to lead forms. Granted, I'm trying a different strategy that I'm not willing to share with other people just yet. I will share with my core group of scoopers who we talk with on a damn near daily basis. But do lead forms. Create a form that's got 5 to 10 questions. Granted, the more questions you have, the less leads you're gonna get, but the more questions you have, the better your leads will be, if that makes sense. So if you only have 3 questions on your lead form, you're gonna get a lot more leads coming in, but you're probably not gonna qualify as many of them. So somewhere between 5 and 10 is probably the good amount of questions. And then once you get one come in, the good old speed the lead. If you get one in and you can answer, you can call them right away. Call them right away. Pretty much just it. They call, you call them, they don't answer, leave a voicemail, and then send them an immediate text message immediately, and then get yourself a follow-up sequence of some kind and call, notifying you to let you know that you need to call them again the next day, and then a day later, and then like 5 days later, and whatever. But just keep. What do you say? You contact them until they beg for mercy or whatever the hell.
Keep contacting them until they subscribe, they die, or they beg for mercy.
Yeah, so that's what you need to do.
And that's from Dan Kennedy.
That
you got it.
My dating life.
Yeah, you got to keep going. I mean, like if you get a lead, I mean, if you're not persistent with it, I mean, and they didn't sign up, you have nobody to blame but yourself. I mean, I don't know how, but I think I had like 900 and some odd leads that came through Facebook that I only contacted them once. Anthony showed me how to look that up, and I felt like a complete and utter idiot on how many opportunities
How many people did you miss?
Oh, it was almost 1,000 people that had messaged me that I didn't follow up on it. Messaged them once, and they didn't answer. I just left it alone, or I would send them again another message, but I didn't have any standard operating procedure on how to follow up with them. Granted, we have changed that, but I don't want to talk about that because that is one thing that I have an advantage to competitors, and we don't need to talk about that. I know John really loves talking about that, but you need to join this. You need to join the school group, I guess you'd say,
Poop Soup Academy.
There you go. This Poop Soup Academy, and John can share that with you because you've paid the money, but I'm not giving away that information for free.
John has the secret sauce on lead generation, automations, all sorts of stuff, and you can find out that secret sauce at Poop Soup Academy.
Yeah, join Poop Soup Academy. I have a course coming out soon with videos and stuff like that, so I'll walk you through it, and then I'll have monthly coaching on that as well.
Paul, has anyone else considered old folks' homes? Old people generally can't pick up after their dogs, and I was thinking it might be a good idea to drop flyers in the mailbox of old folks. I think Donovan did a bunch of stuff with old people.
I don't do anything with old people. No, I can. The elderly and people who are physically infirmed are kind of my primary audience who I advertise. I find it to be a service, to be of service for people who need it. I again, no judgment. Everyone, I'm happy to take anybody's money for services, but if I'm going to market to people, I like to market to people who I want to actively pursue service of. People like my grandma, she's 90. She can't take her dog out. People who need service animals, and it's a challenge to get out there. I heavily focus towards elderly, towards infirmed people who have service animals. So that's a key part of where I live at. That's just me.
Mir said, "I'm so glad we don't have snow." I mean, I love the snow because once it melts, it's complete chaos. With
yeah, kind of how we touched on before. Like, yeah, it sucks, but once it melts, it's
that's why
the hook, and that's when we gain most of our recurring clients is now until March.
Mr. Nut Gobbler, bucket service can help with summertime. Another way to downsell.
Mm-hmm.
Lower frequency or downselling them to a bucket service.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good idea. The thing is, though, my branding is orange and everybody sees an orange bucket. What do they think? Home Depot. I thought about the same shit, so I got to find myself orange buckets that aren't branded with Home Depot, or I got to figure out a way, or I buy their buckets and figure out a way to use acetone or something. Get
why
their
don't you
shit
just
off there.
put that doggy paw print on your hat on the bucket?
Because this is a registered trademark of a college.
Oh, I thought it was yours.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Just get like a white bucket with your logo in orange.
Oh, that's actually pretty compromised. Maybe a gray, because I'm trying to do a lot more with gray.
Yeah.
You can get buckets on Uline.
Yeah, but
You guys saw my bucket, right?
Yeah, I saw your bucket.
My bucket's awesome.
Your bucket is awesome. It's definitely more than I want to spend, but
it's just money.
It is money. Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to give a shout out to Zeus for shouting out Dan Kennedy.
You got a new boyfriend. Give her Zeusy.
I think Zeus is now one of the good guys.
It's elevated way up.
To get new clients to sign on for a monthly plan, is it a good idea to give them the first week free? In other words, a 25% discount? I'm considering this. ...
Ooh.
I mean,
this one's juicy.
It's all about testing out offers to see what works, but I have some type of contingency there. Like, we did the free first scoop, but they had to pay for X amount of weeks. So, yeah, that's what I would do. Like, have some type of contingency there. We're trying different offers all the time just to see what works well. And then you got another offer.
I was going to say one kind of offer might work for one audience, but it won't work for another audience.
Right.
So it also depends on how well you're able to segment your list or your targeting in like Facebook ads, because you can have specific offers and specific landing pages to a very specific type of person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could run 4 different ads with 4 different offers and see what works better. And then we also study the LTV of those clients. So when they cancel, we say if they came from this special offer, so now we know, all right, this offer, people only stay on for this longer time. This offer, they stay on longer. So you really just got to study it and see what works.
Donovan was trying to say something and we all cut him off.
That's okay. I'm not necessary. No, just every market is unique. What works here in my market will work different than Anthony's, different in Tony, Anthony and Tony, Anthony's and Wes's and John's. So you have to find what works for you. And like you're saying, A/B test everything you do.
I'm so self-conscious about my keyboard. I'm trying to type so quietly now.
It is pretty loud.
It is loud, bro.
I can't hear you over his keyboard. What was that?
Yeah, or his ego. Yeah, there are a million ways to skin a cat. The thing is, if you're going to create an offer, it needs to be so good that the individual that you're trying to market it to would feel stupid to say no. That's an Alex Hormozy philosophy, but it rings true with everything, right? If that offer isn't going to stop that individual and say to them, I need to take advantage of this because that is such a good offer, your offer sucks. Just flatten her out, right? If I gave you $1 off of $100 pizza or $100 order, I mean $1 off of $100 thing, is that really even? Are you even gonna stop and look at it? It's $1. Now, if it's $100 thing and I offer you $50 off of that $100 off or $100 thing, now you've got my attention. $20, right? Honestly, when you get a coupon in the mail for anything, it's 10% off. Like 10% off of like isn't shit. Like 10% off, I'm not even gonna bat an eye. When you start approaching like 20% off or more, I mean, right? So for $100 service and you give somebody $20 off, $20 really isn't that much money to people anymore. $20 doesn't go as far as it used to. So if you have $100 service, why not step it up and do 50? The person who's willing to spend the most to gain a customer will win in the end.
That's also from Dan Kennedy.
Amen, sister.
Nut
So,
gobbler.
and the thing is, another thing too is part of that 25% off discount. As Anthony always says, people are too stupid to do the math on what 25% off of something is. Use a dollar amount, and that 100% makes sense. So if you're $100 thing, do it $20 off. People know what $20 is. People have no idea what 20% is. So they're like, okay, well, 20% of how much? I don't know how much it is. So instead, if you know it's going to be a $300 thing, and you're going to give them 20% off, so I got to do the math. Okay, so that's $60. But I can do that because I do a lot of math already, being a business owner. So $60 off, that's going to resonate a lot better off a $300 thing than a 20% off. And it also looks better. A dollar sign looks better to a person than a percent sign.
David said he still gets spammed with lead forms, but not as much.
Same.
Nathan Jackson, anybody using AI for texting or missed calls? I mean, this is more of a John question.
Yes. Yeah, I do, but it's like basic stuff. Yeah, like commonly asked questions. Yeah. But for missed calls, we don't miss calls unless it's after hours. But then if we missed a call, it would be they would get a text message. But
I like how Mr. AI himself, Mark Gromer, can say, "Don't use AI to communicate with clients or potential clients." He can answer that on my live stream, but he can't even look at his private message I sent him. Wow.
What a jerk.
You got a rank high.
Bree, I've done litter boxes at nursing homes. Litter
There you
boxes
go.
can be super lucrative. It's just they're really stinky.
My wife is in hospice care, so she goes to a lot of these elderly communities and stuff. And the thing is, there's one particular one. It's a really high end, nice one. The thing is that a lot of them already have somebody. I think a lot of them they're allowed to have a dog, and those facilities they have a grounds team or whatever, and with waste stations and stuff, and their team already facilitates it. So it's not an impossible thing to do. It's just going to be a lot tougher to get into. But where there's a will, there's a way. If you're willing to pound on the door and, schmooze the powers that be, and you keep doing it, eventually you wear them down until they give up, die, or beg for mercy, or whatever.
For my pest control company, we built out automations for an entire year with emails and texts. I feel like you would have great conversations with John because that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Can always paint over them or buy customized one. I think he's talking about the buckets.
Yeah, you could do that. Customized ones would be cool. That'd be nice.
Just so we're aware, any question from me is coming from someone in New Zealand, not in the US. In the city I live in New Zealand, there's zero competition, so I'd be the first, and it's a big city.
Yeah.
Nice. Go hard.
All day.
Now, Brent said something interesting. From my experience, the fact that we scoop poop is enough to gain attention. Most people don't know the service exists. We Scoop dog poop sells itself. I don't believe you need a crazy offer.
I like that he said that. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's true until it doesn't, until it's not true, because there's gonna be more and more people jumping in saying, I also scoop dog poop. So it goes back to the question of your unique selling proposition that I always ask people. Why should I, your potential customer prospect, do business with you over anyone and everyone else, including doing absolutely nothing? If you can't answer that question, then you're not unique and you're just a commodity. Someone else is going to go, your customer is going to go to someone else because they charge $1 less. That's my thoughts about that.
Yeah, I mean, you have a good point. I mean, when I was one of the only companies in the area, the most successful ad I had was it was just me standing in front of our branded truck and just saying we scoop poop and just talking about what areas we service, and that ad did phenomenal. There was no offer to it or anything like that. Now we get more competition. Yeah, we're putting some offers out there. But yeah, we do run some ads though as well where we don't have offers. So again, it's just testing to see what works. But yeah, you're right, Brent. That's a good comment there.
Dean Batten, a loss leader offer we are playing around with is sign up for weekly service and we'll hire Dean's window cleaning to clean your your dog's 5 favorite windows. Then we upsell them for our window company. Huh.
I like that. That's cool.
That's
creative.
That's super creative. John, this is from Muir, I believe. John, let's talk. Always happy to connect with hard-hitting business owners.
Yeah, reach John at regionscoopers.com. Yeah, feel free to reach out whenever.
We almost hit 50 people on this live stream. There's no more questions. And I think Donovan's trying to head out soon too. Well, while we wait for some more questions before we log off, I got to do some shameless plugs. I don't know if you guys know this, but March 5th is Jobber Summit. It's Jobber Summit, March 5th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. You know what's amazing about this Jobber Summit, though? What I'm super, super excited about? Gary V, he's presenting. Cody Sanchez.
I love Gary V.
Those are the 2 keynote speakers for Jobber Summit.
Nice.
I might switch to Jobber just for that.
And they're having they're having multiple tracks during Jobber Summit this year. So no matter where you are in business, if you want to get noticed, if you want to win more jobs, if you want to work smarter, there's a track specifically for you. However, because you're on this channel, Poop Swoops or Noobs, I highly recommend you going to the Get Noticed track because yours truly, Anthony Salazar, I'm speaking at Jobber Summit.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Definitely switching back to Jobber.
And my presentation's at 11:30 a.m. to 11:55 and 7:30 p.m. to 7:55 p.m. Grow your business through local marketing insights. So if you want to watch me live, watch me on Jobber, share the same stage with Gary V. Even though it's a virtual stage, I can still say I'm presenting with Gary. Go to poopscoopsfornews.com/Jobber Summit and make sure you watch my session because it's going to be amazing. I'm really, really, really excited to share some knowledge with everyone.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. Congrats on that.
Thanks,
I can't wait to tune in. That's going to be sick.
I'm talking a lot about the marketing triangle, message market media. I actually introduced the concept of the marketing triangle that I learned from Dan Kennedy, message market media. And then we use that triangle across 3 different industries, me, poop scooping, a landscaper, and then someone who does SEO services for businesses. So we show that marketing triangle across those 3 industries. And it just shows like no matter what business you're in, you can always apply message market media. Everything comes down to your who. Who are you trying to target? Who are you trying to talk to? And when you know your who, then you know what to say to that who. And when you know what to say to that who, then you know where to say it. And that's essentially a breakdown of the marketing triangle. So poopscoopsfornoobs.com/Jobber Summit. Yeah, in Salt Lake City, it's not enough with the competition. You need a great offer. And there's a lot more competition in Salt Lake right now. Paul, what was most important to you when first starting your Poop and Super business? What did you prioritize? Donovan, I'll let you go first. And then I know if you have to head out, you can head out, but you can go first.
No, I feel like I'm a midget now. My chair lowered down on me. What happens when you're old and fat?
You do this thing right here. You reach up and you grab your camera and you tilt it downward.
Stand up. What did I prioritize when I was starting this? I prioritized systems. And how can I optimize my efficiencies, and where can I find that at? So not that I'm hyper like down to the second, but more like where am I wasting time and what's a better use of my time? So from minute one, and of course I did have business background. I had a couple other successful small businesses, but in using that process to just not kill time you don't have to kill. Using time wisely. One I've been reading. Where to put my book? I can't find my book. Oh, I took it inside with me. No, I didn't. It's right here. I've been rereading this guy here. One thing. Keep yourself on track. Make good choices. And then whatever you're gonna do, freaking do it. Oh my goodness. We got somebody new up in her.
We got a special guest. Kurt is
Kurt!
live with us. Kurt,
What's up, guys? I'm in my garage.
So am I!
Kurt, can you just do a quick intro to like our audience? We have 44 people watching live, and maybe they don't know who you are.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kurt Van Arsdale, based out of St. George, Utah. I started Red Rock Poop Scoop back in, I want to say 2020, right before COVID started. And then now I work with Scoop Hero. They're kind of like a franchise. I mainly like run their ads and operations and stuff. So, but yeah, no, love the community. Let me know if you have any questions.
And Kurt is killing it. He's one of the big competitors in Utah, but I don't want to compete against Kurt. Kurt's a really good, nice guy.
And in Boise.
And in Boise. So, Kurt, I guess we're going to put you on the spot because you have a pretty big operation. Speedy Scoop wants to know, can you talk about hiring techs? What's your process?
Well, she also has a follow-up there.
Oh, she has a follow-up? Oh. What is all your training process? I have what we do. Curious what all your steps are, and what's a green flag tech? Hiring is guessing.
I mean, it depends on how you do it. Cause I mean, I've hired people like, for example, we have a location in Yuma, Arizona, where like there's not like a main person there. It's technically like corporate owned. And so it's like I have to hire techs and I just have to like really trust them to do the houses really well. And so a green flag in the tech is like if you're using Indeed, that's where I hire most of our techs, is going on Indeed and paying like, I don't know, what is it, like $40 a day? I guess it depends on where you're at. Go on Indeed, you know, put out what you want to do. But I've found that people who, one, are either going to college or working part-time, if depending on how many customers you have, are really good. Or if they have anything to do with like horses, that's like a fantastic tech. Like, you barely need to even train them.
Huh, horses. I actually get a lot of people ask us to scoop horse poop, but I've never considered horse poop as a prerequisite to being a scooper.
Well, like people who like equestrian stuff. So like they like ride horses, they clean the stalls and stuff. Yeah, I don't ever clean horse poop. I actually did it once and it was the worst thing I ever did. I hated it.
How many people are in your operation?
In St. George or just like in Scooper in total?
How many?
Whichever one you're comfortable in sharing.
I mean, St. George, we have, I want to say, 6 techs and 1 main manager, Chase Hammond. He mainly does all of the stuff there. Scoop Hero, though, it depends on the location. So, like, Arrowhead, I think, has, like, 10 techs. Phoenix, Arizona has, like, 10 techs. Washington, Tri-Cities, Washington, Pasco, Washington has, like, 4 techs, I believe, with, like, the main operator there. Boise has 2 scoopers, one that's half-time. They're both part-time, actually. One of the guys actually used for Poop 911, and he like hates that company. It's crazy.
Oh,
He used to work there. He's like, I freaking hate those guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's like it's fine. I guess anyway. So yeah, it just depends. I mean, there's all ranges. You know, there's people between small operations and big operations. So different techs for each one. I don't know if that answered your question. I'm not really like the best at it, but hope that helped.
What about you, John? Because I know you have a bunch of techs.
Yeah. So, like Hurt was saying, is we hire on Indeed as well. So first off is kind of have like a compelling ad, make it seem like a fun job to work at, and hiring and having your employees on there. You also want to like market to them as well. So market to them like a client, like tell them how awesome of a job it is, like to work for you, and like things that you do for your clients, and you know they get to interact with dogs. So make it fun, make them excited, and then hiring your training process. So like when we are hiring our technicians, I interview them all because I want to personally have the technicians that I like working for me. So I do the interviewing. And the next stage, if I like them, is a working interview. So I do compensate them for their time, but they're not on payroll. So I bring them out and I see who I like better. What I'm looking for is someone who goes above and beyond, who is a quick learner. You know, like we'll pull together. I'm driving, showing all the yards and all that. I'm looking for someone that gets out of the truck right away, grabs a bucket for me, like doing other things and not just standing there waiting. Like they kind of know what to do and they kind of do. I'm looking for someone that goes above and beyond. Because scooping poop is not a hard job to do. It's not hard to train someone. You can really hire anybody that can really do the job. You know, that's like a reliable person. So it's just finding that right person that will go above and beyond. And you just know, just trust your gut. Like, yeah, I like this person. Go with that person. And then training process, I train with them usually anywhere between like 3 to 5 days. The first couple or few days, our first 2 days is I'm controlling Jobber, our CRM, and we're just scooping. So I'm doing everything. The next day, next couple days, they're in charge of the phone. They're driving. So I'm shadowing, make sure they're a good driver, all that stuff. And then, yeah, then they're on their own. But it's also good. I know we talked about SOPs earlier today. It's good to have SOPs for them as well. So when this happens, do this. Or, you know, we also have templates inside of our phones, our work phones, to send to clients when certain things happen. So you kind of need to go over everything through that training process. But yeah, it's not too complicated. Just be easy with them. Yeah, everyone clicking their keyboard around here. Jesus.
I'll mute myself.
Oh man.
I'm doing it just to mock Tony.
No, I love my mechanical keyboard. What do you want me to say?
Horrible. I'll buy you a new keyboard, man.
Right? Soft touch keyboard, man. Soft touch keyboard.
I mean, I got a mechanical keyboard too, but it's a gaming keyboard, and
Get one of these,
it ain't that fucking loud.
these thin guys that makes no noise.
Yeah, mine's pretty thin.
Bro, I'm a video editor. I like that tactile feel.
This is either tactile too. This is a Logitech, like something Lightspeed something or other. It's like a $250 keyboard. I got refurbished for
Who
$100.
cares? Whatever. Nut Gobbler, have any of you established a business line of credit? And if so, how? I got denied, so I don't have an answer to that.
My first way to get credit was getting a vehicle and paying payments on that. I first got my first vehicle in my name. No, it was Regent Scooper's name, me as the co-signer, and then allowed to build credit. Now everything's just in Regent Scooper's name, and then using. Then I got company credit cards and all that stuff. So it takes time. But that was my first thing. I got a vehicle.
Cole has always said stoners are the best techs.
Truth.
And I believe Cole with everything. He has a massive operation.
I thought it was I thought Justin was the one who always said stoners.
I think Justin said that too.
Yeah. He says like his best guys have come from what pest control companies that were also stoners.
KM said, I'm sorry, but did you say pay someone $40 a day? John replied, 40 a day is what he pays to have a hiring ad on Indeed. And then someone wrote, or Paul wrote, $40 a day is insane. Minimum wage here in New Zealand is like 25 an hour. Well, in burger dollars, that's like 16, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Man, that John Noonan guy sounds really smart.
He looks handsome in that picture too.
Yeah, I'd swipe right.
I'd super like that guy.
10 out of 10 would smash.
I wonder if he's. Oh yeah, I wonder if he's single.
I don't know. Guess you got to match them to find out.
Yeah, I hear he's interested in this chick from Florida, but she's seen somebody.
Oh my God.
All right, you're getting out of hand here.
Hey, you never know. Maybe she'll tune in.
Yeah, you never know.
I already sent her the link too. You need 2 years, I think, for business credit. I honestly don't know because I got denied. I tried to get a line of credit for my Maverick, and I had to do it personally, a personal line.
Did you put the company on as cosigner?
They didn't allow me for the interest rate I was trying to get.
Oh, okay.
So it's just my business. It's just me personally.
Okay.
Kurt, does your microphone still sound like a potato?
Hey guys, how does this sound?
It sounds
Better.
Man, it sucks, dude, because I can't use speakerphone anymore, I guess.
Oh no.
Oh well. I'm on an iPad now.
Paul, I'd John, but I'm not that way inclined, and I have a wife.
No hard feelings.
Your loss.
Hey, yeah, more for us.
Yeah, what does having a wife have to do with it? Doesn't
Oh, you
everybody
missed
here have a
it.
wife?
You logged out while we were talking about everyone smashing on John here.
Ah,
My Tinder picture that they showed.
So Kurt,
Life.
so this whole live stream, we were just talking some real shit with like all the new scoopers and just trying to give people advice, because a bunch of brand new people are jumping into the industry, and at the end of the day, like we're all trying to feed our families, and like we want to like raise this industry. We don't want people to be racing to the bottom. So I have a question for you. Why do you think most new scoopers are failing right now, or how are they failing?
I think a lot of it is they're not putting in the effort. They think that if they just make a Facebook page, make a simple, like obviously you guys saw that joke post I made of copying Swoop Scoop. Like they just copy the name of everybody, and they try and just copy everything. They don't differentiate themselves, and they fail. They don't do well at all. That's the one thing that I see all the time, because I've seen in St. George, I want to say within the past 3 years, I've seen scoopers come up and go all within 6 months, and it's always the same thing. They just they maybe get like 5-10 scoopers, and they just don't keep that consistency. Is not putting in the effort and not being consistent. That's going to kill you.
That's a great answer. I agree 100%.
How was the mic on that one?
It sounded perfect.
Great.
Nice.
And the biggest thing you said is consistency, because like we see, I'll just say, we see Swoop Scoop blowing up in such a short amount of time, but a lot of people don't understand the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they invested in all their marketing. So when they try to repeat the same strategies but not putting the same amount of money, and then they wonder why they didn't blow up in a month or two. And the reality is, if you blew up in a month or two, you still don't have the systems or the processes or the employees or the trucks or like all the stuff you need to run a business at that size, and you're still going to end up crashing and burning. So it's just really interesting to see all the changes in the industry right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think it's like like there's always fads, like there's always been like get quick rich. I got bored in my garage. I'm in my car now. But there's always like those get rich quick things, you know what I mean? Like 4 years ago, it was drop shipping, it was click funnels. There's always something that people are trying to chase. And that's kind of what you're seeing right now. I wonder if next year, like 2025 is a weird year for poop scooping. I wonder if 2026 is going to be like this year, It might actually be really good, because all the guys are going to give up, and then you're going to kind of get all like the 10, 20 clients that they accumulated, whether they sell them to you or they just stop going, and then you get their customers that say that,
That I agree with that. I'm old enough to have seen so many cycles of window washers, which I know Dean does window washing. That got really super popular a handful of years ago. Window installers for car windows got super popular for a hot minute. Different
all the
flare-ups, and it's very cyclical. So investing heavy up front in a business that is truly a slow-growing business under a normal circumstance, you always have your freaks, your aliens, your people who are able to win just because they exist. But for everybody else, even under the best of terms, 80% of all small businesses close within 5 years in the U.S. Unless you're doing it right, you're going to fail. That's just inherent in the number. So in building a good business, following your SOPs, and doing everything well, and hopefully outlasting this trend, this little bubble that we're in, when, like, I don't know, Dean, if you're still watching, we've got almost 20 pooper scoopers here in the Treasure Valley in Idaho. That's not a lot of people with a lot of saturation of market. These guys will start dropping. So it is pick up those 15, 20 people that guy got, pick up the 15, 20 people that guy got, and grow your business that way.
Yeah, Boise does have a lot of competition though for how small it is. I mean, if you look at any other market, At least the research I've done, man, that place is stacked. Like, I don't know what it is with Boise, dude. People love starting poop scoop businesses up there.
Even when I started, I was like 13th that I could find. I didn't walk in with no competition. I knew this place was stacked. And Stephanie with Turd Nerd, because you know she's going to see us at some point. I freaking love Stephanie. I'll always preach Stephanie.
I love Stephanie.
Yeah, she's nice. I haven't talked to her, but sounds nice.
She's huge out here, and she sets the bar way up here to try to get in there. But at the same time, she's been so gracious to folks like me and helping us grow. So I wish she was around here more. But that all said, when you're in a market, when you're starting in a market, you have to be like that. You've got to consistently get in there, consistently run your marketing, and customer service the hell out of it, and know your value. You've got to provide that value because you are providing that service that people frickin' love.
Mm-hmm.
Brent said, I just got a 2025 Maverick last Saturday in my personal name, and then I picked up 4 clients the next day, which seems like a good sign.
Oh, nice.
And just wait until you wrap that Maverick, because that's what I did. And look how sexy, look how sexy that looks.
Sheesh.
I love my truck.
My goodness, dude. Hey, you got the what's the Jim Kai, the Poop King or whatever? Was that what everyone calls that guy?
Jim?
Yeah.
Jim Coniglione?
Yeah, that guy. The Poop King, right?
I love the Poop King. He's awesome.
Yeah, the Poop King. I liked the little battle he got in like with some guy over the same name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey, that's another thing. All of y'all starting up your business, check on the names. Check on them. If it's the first thing you thought of and it's like sounds like a good name, it's already fucking taken. Dude, do some searching.
Especially if you're using ChatGPT to make your business name, because 1,000 other people got the exact same business names from ChatGPT. So
yeah.
So many. And God bless. I wish all of you guys the best of luck. This is not a what was the one guy said who had the car cleaning business. What word did he use?
Proc?
No, not Proc.
He said it's a tedious business. This is a tedious business. It's a grind. But man, fucking spend 5 minutes and find your name. Don't be a copycat of somebody else's name. It's just, I can't stand it.
I think it's funny. Honestly, I love it.
I think it's hilarious, but I also I feel bad because you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars in shirts and licensing, and then you got to be made fun of. You get made fun of on like Facebook because everyone knows like, oh, you're Scoop Squad number 457 this week.
Right.
The Adam guy will make a video saying why you shouldn't have that name.
I hope Adam.
Willman Keiko. Sorry if I butchered your name. I'm following you. I'm very interested in building this business here in South Florida. And as a single woman, start from the very beginning. I'm looking for a small, affordable used truck to start.
Hell yeah.
Planning on going door knocking to start.
Nope.
No, why not?
You don't knock on people's door. That's solicitation. There's rules for that.
Yeah, but if it doesn't say no solicitation.
No, like people do door-to-door sales like pest control and window cleaning and, you know.
Typically, you have to have a permit for that, and it's a day permit to go through it and do solicitations.
I guess it depends on the state, though, right? Like, I guess in Boise, I guess it's a thing, but Utah, man, I get those guys every day.
We all have guns up here. Don't knock on my door.
I'm in Utah. It's a red state as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of guns, too.
There's a lot of guns here.
Don't you dare.
I just think there's more efficient use of your time than door knocking.
A much better use of your time.
Yeah, I would say start with the Facebook groups. Door knocking is time consuming. Like you could knock 100 doors and you don't know if they have a dog or not. So that's let's say 40% of people have the dog. Now that's 40% of the houses that are your customers, and then you take another percentage of that. Yeah, I'd just start the Facebook groups. Yeah, that's the free way to do it, you know, and just put a picture of yourself, say what you do, put your price, tell them to contact you.
Find every community group or for
She said-
Boyd, Star, Eagle, all this stuff.
She said she's a small woman. She doesn't think she looks that scary.
Well, they come up to Boise.
So here's another part of that thing she said. A part she said about looking for a truck. You don't need a truck. I started in a minivan. Donovan started in like a little tiny SUV.
A 2001 RAV4.
Right. You don't need a truck.
I started in my Mazda CX-5. It's just an SUV.
Yeah, it's not necessary. My sister-in-law, she scoops out of her. I have her scooping out of a Jetta. I mean, and isn't that what Ashley scoops out of? Is a Jetta too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't need a truck. If you're gonna haul it, maybe, but you don't necessarily have to haul it to start. And the thing is, too, is if you are gonna haul it, there are other ways to do it.
Can I do with the mini SUV?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'd look for if that's the only car you have, do it. You know, just do with what you got. If you have a car with better gas mileage, I would prioritize that over having a truck or anything.
So here's the first big thing for new scoopers. Nobody fucking cares what you drive. They care that you show up when you say you're going to show up. I've picked up so many customers who said, "Hey, my scooper didn't show up. He says he's going to be here on Thursday. He shows up on Friday. He shows up on Saturday. Shows up on Wednesday."
That was probably us.
No, it was not you guys.
It used to be. There was a time.
Yeah, but they care that you show up, period. And end of story. That you showed up and you picked up all the dog food. They don't care if you show up in a bicycle with a cart on the back. They don't care if you show up in a $100,000 BMW. They don't care. Now, the wrap truck, those are nice, and to have your name in your graphics, I get 1 to 2 good quality hits from my rig with my branding on it for each one, and it's pretty trackable that way. But it's not necessary, not when you're starting. Get a vehicle that's safe. You're going to drive a ton of miles. Get your oil change, get your brake change, put decent tires on the damn thing, and be safe.
Yeah, I want to show. Can I present my screen again and show people what I did when I started?
Do it.
Yeah.
Share screen, Facebook. All right, so I made a post here. This is our old wrap. We have a new wrap now, but I first started with a Jeep Wrangler, and I got this wheelchair carrier from Harbor Freight. I think it was a couple $100.
Hell yeah.
This part here, it does fold down, but we just kept it up, and I bungeed our rakes to it, our bucket, and we bolted the trash can on here so we can haul away the waste. And we kept our sanitizing and tools in here. I just kept the bags inside of the actual Jeep.
Yeah.
So,
If you have a mini SUV, get that type of thing. Because I started with all of it inside my SUV, and people who do it with their poop inside the car, your car will either always smell like poop or it'll always smell like sanitizer. It's freaking awful.
Yeah, that's true.
So get it outside your rig, and then if you're single and you ever want to put somebody in your car with you, it's bad.
It's super embarrassing, like using a personal vehicle and trying to, have any semblance of a life that's not revolved around dog poop because your car just smells.
Yeah, you're not taking any lucky ladies into the back seat with your car smelling like
We're
shit.
lucky guys. We're all inclusive here.
Yeah, I mean,
some people are pretty weird, man. They might like that. You never know.
Kurt, I like you. You're funny.
I've been talking to Kurt for a while now. Kurt's
KM, when you first started, did you use friends and family? How did you advertise when you first started?
If you meant by did you use friends or family, is that, I'm guessing, by like helping you out?
Or by like taking advantage of them? Like you sweep their yard without...
Yeah, don't pay them. They're scooping in. Hey, favor for me, don't scoop this yard.
Use them. When I first started, I was on my own for a little bit. Then my dad was helping me out. And then I got a call to go back to my construction job. And my dad took over for a little while because he was off of work. And then that allowed me time to build up the business. And then I hired my first employee. So I did use my dad to help me. How did you advertise when you first started? We were just talking about the Facebook groups, the buy and sell groups, community pages, just posting in there.
And I said it earlier. I said earlier in the video, I think the top 3 marketing channels is Facebook, Google, and vehicle wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Vehicle wraps are consistently good.
Kurt, we have a hard-hitting question for you.
Yeah, what
Speedy
is it?
Scoop. Kurt, why do so many franchises race to the bottom? Extremely frustrating when we are all trying to raise the bar in this industry. Speedy Scoop is calling you out.
I mean, yeah, I actually, you know what? I have a report that that we paid some. I mean, I didn't pay for it, but Scoop Hero paid for it, and it has a report of pretty much every single franchise except for Scoop Soldiers, because I guess Scoop Soldiers used the same people, and it was like a, I don't know, something weird. Anyways, so when you looked at like all of their fees and stuff, the franchises at the top, they don't really care. Like all of the big guys, like let's say Poop 911, they don't really care about the let's say the operator. The main thing that they cared about was just getting that revenue. And so the more customers that they could get, which would equal more revenue, then the franchise, like the let's say the company on the top, that's where they would make most of their money. And then the franchise owner, right? So let's say you're a franchise owner of Poop 911. You just have to, you're at the whim of Poop 911, and you have to do what they say. You have to do their marketing. You have to spend $1,000, $1,500 a month, and whatever they do, it's like what you got to do. So that's kind of why they do it, because they care more about customer amounts, and they're just trying to get revenue up and not care about profits. Yeah, so that's the main thing, because they're charging off of revenue, not gross profit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like I think Poop 911, I think they take like 30% off the top. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Right. 80% on that $8.99.
Sorry, no, 30%. So let's say that's before your expenses. They take like 30%, and then you also paid like, I think you start up, I think you pay like 30 grand. That was like the average. You paid like 30 to 50 grand to start up with them, and yeah, it's pretty wild.
Are they giving you like the exact marketing material to do like proven strategies, or are you pretty much on your own?
So like I said, it depends on each franchise. So like for Scoop Hero, I run all of the ads, and I just run it like how you guys run it, you know, the same way. It's like, why would I do it like Scoop Soldiers? I just don't think it works as well. They do a lot of Google ads. They do a lot of print marketing. They do have Facebook ads, but I mean, I haven't seen one that performs well. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the back end, but I haven't seen any engagement on any of them. So I try to do things a little different.
I never see engagement on their posts.
Yeah, because they're all just super generic, you know. And then
what I see more is like Poop 911 ads, and I'll see a bunch of scoopers commenting on them, telling them to raise their prices.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's there's this one lady I always see on the scoops, like, I'm seeing this in Indiana. I love that lady. But yeah, that's why they do it. And so I mean, look, I mean, there's also newer scoopers that are also racing to the bottom as well. Like I had an employee of mine who actually tried to steal all of my customers with scooping, and he was like, hey, Kurt charges X, which I'm actually pretty low in St. George. I start at like 12, which I really should raise.
Bro, raise
like
your prices.
Yeah, I need to be at 15. I've just been lazy. I don't know. I'm racing to the bottom, I guess. But he starts at 10, and it doesn't matter how many dogs you have. And he was like even door knocking like 2 of my customers, and they're like, dude, what the frick are you doing? You know? So you just kind of stay in your lane and don't worry about it. I wouldn't stress too much.
I guess this is a good segue to Crystal. I currently own a successful pet waste removal business. I was curious what your thoughts were on making a business a franchise. Can it be more of a liability or increase revenue?
I mean,
corporate locations, bro. Corporate locations.
Yeah, if it depends on what you want to do. So like I said, a franchise, the main goal is to sell more franchises, right? And there's a lot of legal legwork. Like I don't do all of that legal legwork. I just hear about it. Like for Scoop Hero, I mainly just run ads. I make sure the website works well with our web designer. Like I just kind of do all the operational stuff. I'm not like part of the legal stuff. So and it is a total bitch or B. It's a total B. I don't know if we're allowed to swear on this.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm from Utah. I'm not supposed to swear. But so if you want to put in all that headache and stuff, and then you got to sell these franchises to people, and it makes it a little bit tough because it's like if they do research, it's like, wait, I can just join a school group and pay $69 a month. What is the value you're going to be giving to me? You know, so a franchise is really enticing to people who what's the word? To people who let's say they're worth over like a liquid in their bank account, they're worth over like 300, like they have 300K that they could just blow on an investment.
Their net worth?
They're more than, I'm saying like liquid, right? Their net worth is probably over $1 million. You know, they got a lot of flush cash and they just don't want to put in the work, I guess you could say. They'd rather just pay money, have a system in place. That's why you're going to buy a franchise, not somebody like me, you know, 4 years ago who didn't really have a lot of money. You know, I would never buy a franchise because I felt like I just do it myself. You know, it's for people who are already established.
They just want a turnkey operation.
Yeah, they kind of want a turnkey operation, minimal work, you know, like a running business. It's almost like, yeah, think of it like buying a running business.
They want something that's going to give them better return than the stock market will.
Yep, that's a good way to put it.
And if the stock market on average gives you 7% year over year, they want something that gives them more than 7%.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so that's what's like Scoop Soldiers, that's who they're targeting. Like I even talked to a guy in St. George who bought one in Texas and I was like, bro, start your own. He's like, nah, I don't feel like it. And I was like, okay, but it just made sense to him because he was able to pay that fee.
Brent said Swoop Scoop said they spent $30K in their new location to gain their first 100 clients. Sounds all right.
Yeah. I mean, I think he said he's happy with paying like $250 a client, right? So that kind of tracks.
Because that would be around $300 per customer, a $300 customer acquisition cost.
Yeah.
The way I'm thinking to go on calls and door knock, at least for the beginning. Do my own flyers and take to homes. Interesting.
Okay, so can I give you the lowdown on what the
real
is on door
knocking
and door hangers? So typically they say if you did door hangers or flyers, your return on investment, at least for the poop scooping industry, is roughly 0.1%. So for every 1,000 door hangers you leave on a door, you might return 1 to maybe 3 clients. Just put that in perspective.
Just do Facebook groups. It's way worth more of your time at the beginning. Or if you can, like when I first started, I only had a budget of like $300 a month on Facebook ads. So whatever money that you would pay into paying for flyers, like just make a simple Facebook ad. Make sure your targeting is good. Don't do the reach people in your area, and just put like the interest as dog. Put your photo there, and put it on messages. That's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, door hangers. I only do that mainly. Well, we have some strategies to it, but we only do them just to kind of build around density in a certain area if we're already out there. But yeah, the return is very, very low on those. You're better off spending your money on Facebook ads or yard signs. We have better return on yard signs than door hangers.
Mr. Nut Gobbler, Steph is great. I love Steph. From the turd.
You're way back, bro.
Bro, there's been so many. You guys are just talking. What do you want me to say?
The Nut Gobbler.
Random question. What vehicle did you guys start with? I only got my 2015 WRX S4 to work with. Either that or my wife's Volvo V40T. I'm not even going to say that. Both are not.
That guy's flexing on us. He's like, yo, I got these
He's like,
cars.
Look at my badass ride.
Yo, check out my Volvo.
Dude, on my vision board, that's what I have. I have a WRX on my vision board, bro. That's my dream, just everyday car.
Check out my 2001 Toyota RAV4 SE.
I started with the Volkswagen VW and it was fine. Yeah, just throw it in the back trunk.
I don't even know.
Poop and it broke in there, and I regretted that.
I don't even know what any of that is, but I used a Mazda CX-5 for 4 years, and then I got a Maverick.
And that Maverick is sick.
It's so good. I get so many. Ashley, my wife, she was using the Maverick today, and she called me while I was scooping. She said someone on the highway, the passenger person, literally pulled out their phone and was recording her and taking a picture of her while driving.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you, my mom sent me a picture of your car, man. She's like, check this out. It's another poop scooper. And I was like, hey, I know that. Well, I know of that guy. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He doesn't like Brent, though. Just kidding.
I like him. He doesn't like us. That's
I know. We figured it out, man. Brent, if you're watching, don't stress.
Ashley, I DoorDash full time right now. Most people have dogs. I'm wondering if I should mention my business to them.
Oh,
Yeah, give them a business card. Why not?
yeah,
You're
slip
already
it in their McDonald's or something or whatever.
Yeah, just slip it in there.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
So something I did, because all of us did little side gigs when COVID came down. I was doing Instacart, whatever the food delivery thing was, and a couple other ones. But I would, when we had just started our business, I made some really shitty little business cards, and I would put them on all the orders. So when I would go and deliver someone's fucking McDonald's or someone's Zupas or their Albertsons order, I would just stick a little bit, especially if I heard a dog barking. And I get a lot of customers from that.
Did you really? Like, I was gonna say that's a good return. Like, and it's better than door knocking because you're at least making money with what you're doing.
Right. I'm already making $6 showing up. Let's go.
You're already there. Yeah, that's genius. So I like that idea, Ashley. I think I'm gonna have all my employees DoorDash. And
He's literally gonna have his 30 people do that now.
That's a good idea. DoorDash is gonna ban people for doing it now, and it's because
it's against the rules. You can't do it. But I knew I needed cash today, and I needed business for the future.
That's awesome. I love that idea.
Go ahead, make me deliver. I got my customers.
Much love from Renee with Duty Hounds in the Houston area.
Hey, Renee, I might have a lead for you, actually. I just got one like an hour ago, but I don't service Houston. I'll have to shoot me a message on Facebook or something. I'll send it over to you.
Damn, look at Kurt just wheeling and dealing.
Hustle.
Yeah, DoorDash and Walmart delivery was my fallback plan when I quit my job.
Ashley said usually they'll apologize for barking dogs. I already said it's all good. I've been a dog trainer for 15 years.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Speedy Scoop told Ashley get business cards, flyers, and to hand out. Goose, the clear-cut answer is to find money, run ads. Is to find money, run ads. Find money, run ads. I don't get it.
I think he's saying that he needs to find the money to run ads.
Oh.
So if you don't have the money, like we were saying, go to the popular Facebook groups. Obviously, follow the rules, and just post like you would a regular Facebook ad.
Yeah.
Ashley, especially the elderly, disabled, busy moms family, also local dog breeders.
Dog breeders are the fucking worst.
Yeah, they're kind of crazy, aren't they?
Dude, and the thing is too is that in my experience, dog breeders are the fucking cheapest people.
They really are. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, man.
And then they bitch and moan, and they want the most for the least. And the thing is, they end up having the dogs that have the diarrhea shits everywhere and make the biggest mess, or they're constantly trampling on it and smashing it and making your job just hell. If you have a dog breeder and you're scooping for a dog breeder, you're probably not charging them enough.
Yeah, they always underreport how many dogs they have. Oh, it's only like 2 dogs. And you're like, wait, what the fetch? There's like 60 corgis here.
Corgi.
Put a hitch behind and carry the shits.
Yep.
I think
I like that. Yeah, do it.
John, didn't you do that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about a Subaru WRX?
It's my dream
Damn,
car.
the flex again.
Do it.
My WRX is not fuel efficient, but neither is my wife's car, both turbocharged. This dude's 100% flexing now.
Right?
Dude, what's the next is gonna be the 0 to 60 on it. Oh, and by the way, it's tuned.
All right. We're gonna have to block Paul.
Better smell like sanitizing than poop.
No.
You rather smell like poop than sanitizing?
No, neither of them are good. It's like, oh look, I can either eat shit or I can shove it up my nose. They're both terrible. Don't argue that one's better than the other. It's fucking awful.
I think this question is specific to the region, but when is too late for spring rush?
Yeah.
In your area, Brett. Or
I'm looking at it. So I have a board of like our monthly revenues from last year and the year before. So that's why I'm always looking over here for revenue. But so the end of March to April is when it starts to die down. But you'll kind of know, like, obviously the phones will stop ringing. Getting a little slower. That's when the spring rush is coming to an end. But yeah, so I'm here in Indiana. So at the end of March and April. That's kind of where it starts or ends. I'm sorry.
I don't know about you, Kurt, but like in St. George, but for me, at least last year, it ended around April and May. That's when I saw like the big drop off. But it's in St. George, you're 7 hours south of me, so it's a lot hotter than like up northern Utah. And we're not even northern Utah because that's like Logan and stuff.
Yeah, you're like in Layton, right? Like you do Davis County.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, that's where I grew up. Good place. But so yeah, St. George is weird. So like we do have a spring rush as well. So pretty much I know when spring rush starts. I don't know what it is. For the past 3 years, every single time January 1st hits, my phone just blows up. My like leads just like start coming in like crazy. I don't know what the new year does to people. And then it goes till like about February, and then March is a little bit slower, and then April and May are usually pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it kind of tracks with like the Salt Lake area and Boise as well. But Vegas and Phoenix though, they don't really have a spring rush. It's just like consistent all year long, except for I want to say like September and October are really slow for them.
Wow.
I don't know why. I haven't really done any research onto why, but it just is.
I think Mr. Nut Gobbler was talking about franchises. They run the same ad over and over, and only interactions I see are from like 35 weeks ago.
I have an ad I've been running for 3 years, and it's going crazy. It has
Bro,
like over like 3,000.
I know that ad, and that's why I have one of my best running ads because I emulated the same style that you did. It was like,
Oh, really?
100%.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Happy to hear it. But yeah, no, that ad is like literally like what made my business, and I've just been running it forever, and it just has reviews on it. And yeah, so nothing against running an ad forever. I mean, I know the franchises, they run the same ad, but yeah, it's called an evergreen ad. So like you do want a lot of creatives, but if you do have an ad that's working, then you just keep it, you know. And Poop Scoop, that's pretty common.
Here in Southern Florida is so damn hot that I think it will be easier to get home customers. I guess they don't want to be outside cleaning their backyards full of dogs' poop. They don't even want to go out.
Yeah, that's the service.
How much are y'all spending on Facebook ads? Ooh,
Too much.
Not enough.
Always
Not
too
enough.
much. And
Not
always.
It's always going to be not enough.
Yep.
I would
Could always
say
be more.
I would say at least with an ad you're testing out, you should try to do $5 to $10 a day minimum.
It's really whatever.
As
Like
much as much as you can as possibly get yourself to spend. And even then, you probably should still be spending more. If it doesn't hurt, you're not spending enough.
As long as you're getting customers.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Because
Yeah,
some
if you're
people
not-
spend ads and it won't get customers.
That's why it's best to test out a lot of different ads and a lot of different offers. So you can figure out what actually works and then crank up your money on the ones that work.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy Scoop, is it better to charge per dog or advertise a package deal?
Yeah.
There's a lot of debate on it.
Well, I think you gotta test it out.
Subjective.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the area too, in like your culture, I guess, love the state or city.
I can make all of these questions easy. It just depends on your area. A/B test it.
It's true. Well, build a CRM and calls. What is the return on it? I don't really understand this question. But I definitely don't recommend building a CRM.
Sweep and go too.
I actually have Juber.
Juber.
I had a breeder that's yard was majority of rocks. It was absolutely hell picking up 9 dogs, but now that it's just her 2 dogs, it's not bad. My back dreaded that day every week. Mr. Nut Gobbler.
Yeah, rocks are horrible.
Texas Mo, what products are y'all using for deodorizer?
None ya.
The Wishy Wash gang.
Wishy wash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So better to have a hitch behind and carry what is needed.
Yes. Carry, CARRY, carry what was needed.
Yes.
I wasn't thinking that the sanitizer would smell so strong.
You're diluting it wrong.
Really?
I don't know. Are you using the spray or are you using the
Well, because I'll use a 2-gallon pump sprayer with 1 tablet of Effersan. I guess it depends how big the tablet is, because if it's the tablets Westcott that are like 0.3 milligrams, then you need 30 tablets.
I've seen
I
bigger,
mean,
I've seen bigger drops of LSD than.
I haven't tried that on the yard yet. Maybe I should.
Nut
Changes
tablet.
the colors and shit.
$10 to $50 a day on Facebook ads. I'll do like 10 to 20 on weekends and on weekdays and on weekends. Increase the budget.
It's a good strategy. I like it.
We get most leads on the weekends.
Beginning of the month.
And before taxes or around tax season. I'm thinking a name for the business that could impact and be stuck in people's minds. Well, whatever name you come up with, don't post it in chat because someone's going to steal it. Don't post it on any Facebook group because someone's going to steal it. And
Google it first to see if it's out there.
Yeah,
100%.
Ah,
Because if it came by an AI like ChatGPT, I can guarantee you someone already took it.
all right.
Well, I think that's it, guys. This was great. It's over 2 hours. Hope everyone enjoyed the live stream. This was awesome. Kurt, I really appreciate you joining spontaneously. Sorry for having to call you out live, but I'm glad that we got to.
I'm glad
chat.
we figured it out, man.
I'm
I thought
super
there was bad blood. I guess.
I have no bad blood with you, but
Frick. I'm glad. Yeah, happy to meet you guys.
But thank you, John. Thank you, Wes. Thank you, Donovan. Let everyone know where they can find you.
Don't
Go down the line.
You can find me back on this live stream next time, whenever it is.
Yeah. My company's Region Scoopers. You can find our stuff online. But if you want to reach out to me directly, email me at john@regionscoopers.com.
Awesome. Great live stream. Love you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next scoop.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.